we out here trying to function. We out here trying to function. We out here trying to function. I ain't got time for playing. I'm just saying, man. We out here.
Being a seasoned veteran, how do you think the league has changed from when you first got into the league?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. A lot has changed. Rules. Obviously, the league is a lot younger. It's about it's about scoring more now, rather than slow down. 85, 80 old school games where defense was everything. Now the league, promotes scoring. Obviously, the fans want to see more of the ball going in the basket rather than half court sets and teams struggling to score. But all in all, I think the game has grown a lot. At this particular point in time, the league is in another transition. I look at back when we came in, Barkley, Jordan, and all those guys, you and all those guys it's kind of like the changing of the guards to that era, that 95, 96 class, and now it's the same thing that we're looking at, with some of our younger guys now, with LeBron and Carmelo and those guys. So, things have changed a lot.
Now, you came in straight out of high school. Why do you think that players are talented enough to do so in this era, or do you think that it's a completely different game and it's
every situation is a different situation? I think the biggest mistake that people do is evaluate an entire situation, early entry, based off one or two players. And the problem is, I think, with where we're at now is that the league. Personally, I was all for players going pro because if you have opportunity to do something that you dreamt about doing, and take care of your family, educate yourself, and do all that at one time, it's the way of life. It's our constitutional right. I think both overall, the league has shown that the guys that we've made that transition has done well. It's hard to say whether guys can still do it now, or it all depends on how hard they work. There's guys that go to college for 3-4 years that don't pan out. That's some of the most prime universities in our country. This league is a league within itself. Nothing really prepares you for this league, but being working on the job, and that's the only thing that prepares you for this. And it really is just a state of mind. What do you want in your career? Why are you doing it? And that's really what it comes down to.
When you say nothing,
you should have stayed in here with me, dog.
I might as well. Shit.
Damn, dog. What's up with you,
Same. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to bust you up. They good, man. Getting big as shit. Nas 15 to 6'5". Is he? What? Talk about he dunk now. So.
How important was it for you when you first made that transition to leave from Portland and go to Indiana?
It really was no different than my thought process stayed the same. I knew it was going to be a very difficult challenge coming out of high school. I knew what I wanted to do with my career. I knew it was going to be tough, and whatever I went through, win, lose, or draw, I was going to prepare myself for whatever the task was at hand. And coming out of high school, you had a lot of negative outlooks on one, whether you're educated enough. Two, whether you're physically capable enough to do it. And, making that jump from high school to Portland was tough within itself. But what I did my 4 years there was basically use that as a college tool. Created, friends, guys like Rasheed Wallace and those guys. I appreciate it all. Helped me grow into a young man, and then once I got the opportunity to go to Indiana, I knew I was ready. I done did everything I knew I possibly can do to prepare myself to try to be successful in this league, and that's just really been the process of my career, to this point. And it's just about being able to make adjustments, when different things presents itself, because it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster ride. It's gonna be a lot of good and bad.
Did you have someone to help you transition, or was it just you figuring it out on your own? Was it one player that you can always go to and say, this is my guy?
I've had a mixture of players. A ton of guys, from Cliff Robinson to Scottie Pippen, Rasheed Wallace, Brian Grant, Stacey Augmon, Damon Stoudemire, Greg Anthony, Reggie Miller probably was the most inspirational guy for me. I've been blessed to play with a lot of guys, play for Isaiah Thomas. So a lot of guys had a lot of insight, asked a lot of questions, asked a ton of questions. And my foundation was my mother, my brother, and my grandmother. They really helped me understand the importance of this business, because it is a business. And probably more than anything was my daughter. I had my daughter at 20, and I think the core value of being a parent is to show them, how to be knocked down and get back up and dust yourself off and keep going. And that's what I want to always show my daughter to this very day. She's 13 now, and you have these plans, you have these goals, and you don't realize just how impactful is what you do, what you say, how you do it is on your kids, is on your teammates, whatever it may be. And that's kind of how I've looked at it. Just learning from what everybody else has told me and taught me, and try to get it to a point now where I can kind of give the message to these younger guys now.
Mm-hmm. All right, just really one more quick question. What was your single most favorite moment as an NBA player?
Definitely, stepping on the court the first time. You go from watching it for many, many years to being there, and I tell these guys, this is a privilege. To play something that not very many people get to do and get paid to do it. It gives you a lot of opportunity to do a lot of different things, create a lot of different relationships, and I've had a lot of great moments in my career, but that's probably the best moment. Just stepping on an NBA court for the first time.
Thank you so much.
Hey, try this. Guaranteed turn a square to a biped. You ain't down, I ain't got time for playing. I'm just saying, man, we out here trying to function. We out here